Hundreds of AI influencer accounts were removed in the last 6 months, not for low quality, not for spam, but for breaking disclosure rules that most creators don't even know exist. If you're building an AI influencer right now, this video could save your account. I'm going to show you exactly what the rules are, what you have to say, and how to stay compliant without killing your engagement. I build and run AI influencer accounts across 3 platforms. I've watched other creators lose accounts they spent months building, all because of one paragraph buried in a platform policy update. This took me weeks to figure out, so pay attention. I'm going to give you the plain language version of all of it. So let's get straight into it. Here's what you're going to know by the end of this video. You'll understand exactly what the FTC now requires you to disclose about AI-generated personas. You'll know the specific rules for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as they stand in 2026. You'll have a word-for-word disclosure formula that keeps you compliant. And stick with me because this next part changes everything. There's a brand deal clause that most AI influencer creators are missing entirely. It's the clause that makes you legally liable when a brand partnership goes wrong. We're covering 5 areas: FTC requirements, platform rules, disclosure wording, brand deal contracts, and an audit checklist for your existing account. Before we get into it, if you find this useful, please subscribe to the channel. I post videos every week on building, running, and monetizing AI influencer accounts. It takes 1 second, and it means I keep making these. Now let's get into it. Step 1, FTC disclosure requirements. The FTC updated its guidance on synthetic identity disclosure in 2025. Here's the thing most people get wrong. They think disclosure only applies to sponsored posts. It doesn't. The FTC now requires disclosure whenever a synthetic persona could reasonably mislead a consumer about the human nature of who they're engaging with. That includes organic posts, that includes comments, that includes DMs sent from your AI influencer account. The key phrase in the guidance is material connection to a synthetic identity. If your AI influencer is promoting any product, service, or viewpoint with commercial intent, disclosure is required. And this is where it gets interesting. The FTC does not mandate a specific word or phrase. It mandates that the disclosure is clear and conspicuous. That means it can't be buried in a caption. It can't be the 5th hashtag. It has to be visible before the viewer takes any action. Put your disclosure in the first line of every caption, not the second, the first. Instagram and TikTok both truncate captions after 2 lines on mobile. If your disclosure is line 3, it doesn't exist legally. Step 2. Platform-specific rules. Each platform has its own rules on top of the FTC baseline. Most tutorials skip this step. Instagram requires you to use their built-in AI label tool for any content that is digitally created or altered in a realistic way. That includes AI-generated faces. It includes AI-generated voices used in Reels. The label is not optional. It's enforced through automated detection. TikTok introduced mandatory AI content disclosure in late 2025. Any video featuring a synthetic persona must carry the AI-generated content label at the time of upload. Failing to apply it is a terms of service violation. First offense gets a warning. Second offense gets a strike. Third offense ends the account. Now here's what nobody tells you about YouTube. YouTube's policy is the most lenient of the 3 on organic content, but it becomes the strictest the moment money enters the picture. Any monetized content featuring an AI persona must include a verbal disclosure in the video itself, not just in the description. Here's the common mistake I see constantly. Creators add the YouTube disclosure label in the settings. They think that's enough. It's not. YouTube's advertiser-friendly content guidelines require an audible or on-screen disclosure within the first 30 seconds of any monetized video featuring a synthetic presenter. Step 3. How to disclose without killing engagement. This is the step where most people overcorrect and hurt their own performance. Keep watching because this is the part that actually makes the difference. You don't have to say this content was generated by artificial intelligence and does not represent a real person. That phrasing tanks engagement. It sounds like a legal warning. It breaks the narrative. Here's the formula that works. It's 3 words or fewer in the caption. It's 1 natural sentence in the video. Caption format. AI creator. That's it. That phrase satisfies the clear and conspicuous standard on both Instagram and TikTok. It's visible, it's in plain language, and it doesn't read like a disclaimer. For a video disclosure, use this sentence within the first 30 seconds. Say it naturally in your script. This channel is run by an AI creator. That's 1 sentence. It's compliant. It doesn't interrupt the flow. And this is where it gets interesting. Audiences in 2026 are not turned off by AI disclosure. Research consistently shows that transparency about AI personas increases trust when the disclosure is framed with confidence rather than apology. Don't apologize for being an AI creator. State it like a feature. The placement rules are simple. Caption disclosure goes in line 1. Video disclosure goes before the 30-second mark, never both at the same time in competing formats. Pick your primary placement and be consistent. Step 4. Brand deal compliance. This is the tier where legal liability actually enters the picture. Stick with me because this next part changes everything. When you sign a brand deal as an AI influencer account, you are entering a commercial agreement as a synthetic identity. Most standard influencer contracts don't account for that, and that creates a gap. The gap is this. Standard contracts assume a human creator is responsible for the content. If your AI-generated content causes harm, spreads misinformation, or violates platform rules, the question of liability becomes complicated. Here's the thing most people get wrong in this tier. They sign brand contracts designed for human creators without adding an AI identity clause. That clause needs to do 3 things. It needs to disclose the synthetic nature of the persona to the brand, it needs to assign content responsibility clearly to you as the account operator, and it needs to include the specific disclosure language the brand approves for that campaign. Now here's what nobody tells you. Brands are increasingly requiring pre-approved disclosure language as part of the contract. They want control over how the AI persona is disclosed to their audience. That's not a red flag. That's professionalism. Build it into your negotiation from the start. A compliant brand deal with a clear AI clause protects you, protects the brand, and protects the platform relationship. Step 5. The audit checklist. Here's what applying this framework looks like in practice. Imagine you do a full audit of your account today. You find no visible caption disclosure, no in-video disclosure on monetized content, and a brand contract with no AI identity clause. You fix each one. Every caption now starts with the 2-word label. Every monetized video includes the 1-sentence disclosure before the 30-second mark. Every brand contract includes the AI identity clause. From that point forward, you're not waiting for a strike. You're not hoping a brand doesn't ask questions. You're operating from a position of confidence. And that confidence changes how brands respond to you. Outreach gets cleaner replies. Hesitant brands become easier to close because a professional compliance setup signals one thing. You're a serious operator, not someone who's going to create a liability problem. Compliance isn't a burden. It's a competitive advantage that most AI influencer creators haven't figured out yet. 3 things to take from this video. 1. FTC disclosure must be clear and conspicuous in the first line of your caption or within the first 30 seconds of your video. 2. Each platform has its own enforcement layer on top of the FTC baseline. Know the rules for every platform you're publishing on. 3. Your brand deal contracts need an AI identity clause. Without it, you're carrying risk that doesn't need to exist. I've put together a free disclosure checklist that covers all 3 platforms. Drop checklist in the comments and I'll send it to you directly. And if you want my full system for creating, running, and monetizing your very own AI influencer, click the link in my bio to join my free AI influencer workshop. I'll see you inside.